Hi, my amazing planner friends. It's Jess from My Magical Planner, and today we have a wonderful box to open. This is my order from Sterling Ink. I've just cut the tape around the edge so it was easy to pop up, but I haven't taken it out yet. These are my planners for 2025, or at least some of them. I also have a Hobonichi cousin, which I've already unboxed. I'll link that up above. So here we go. Look at how nicely everything is packed. Like, I feel like everything's really secure. So let's go ahead and pull everything out. Wow. So pretty. Okay. There's 1 and 2 and 3. So I did. All right, here's my entire order. So excited to get into this. So I have 2 A5 planners, an A5 notebook, and then I think this one was a passport size notebook. This one may have been from her mid-year release, like her academic year release, but the others are from her September 15th release. The first thing I'm going to open, though, is this little envelope. She usually sends some really cute stickers. I was on her PR team a while ago. I dropped off because I got really sick and felt like I couldn't fulfill my obligations and didn't want to leave her hanging with a PR person. So in here we have her little business cards. It does have a QR code on the back. Which will take you, I think, directly to her sticker page. And then, of course, it has her website and everything and a thank you. These change every month, and I always think they're really cute. So this must be kind of the theme for probably September. I haven't looked. And then this is one of her little sample sheets. So it kind of gives you an idea of her stickers. They're on washi paper, which is so nice in her planners. And we have like a little dust set here. It says October. So maybe this is the October release and kind of giving you a preview of that. She does have a subscription, which I used to get all the time. So I'll link one of those up above so you can kind of see that. I don't know if the format has changed. I'd have to look. But she has a really amazing sticker subscription. All right, so there's that. And then we have the notebooks or the planners. Let's do notebooks first. So I got these because these are the 2 sizes of, or roughly the 2 sizes of notebooks that I use. Let me pull over my Hobonichi cousin from this year. This is in my Hobonichi case, which I will be using this next year as well as a new case that I just purchased. But in here, I have one of these little notebooks. This one is a moleskin. I've used a few other brands as well, like Field Notes and such. And I just like having a little notebook in here. I have a couple of different uses for them. So I have one that I dedicate just for therapy, and I'll write therapy notes in it, maybe what I'm going to be working on, observations. I have that type of thing. I have one that I sometimes use for ideas if I don't have my content planner with me and I don't want to forget something. They just have a lot of really good things you can do with them. So I always have one of these in here, and I wanted to try out Sterling Ink's version. So I don't know what size this one is considered, but this is the passport. And I know she has a size that's similar to this, that's maybe a little taller, but I couldn't figure out which one was the same size as this. So I was guessing with the passport. Oh, I guessed wrong. It's a little bit shorter, but I don't mind that. So let's see how it slips in. Now they do have, oh, it slips a little easier. I wonder if that's because of the cover being, instead of like a cardstock, being this leather-esque. It does have Sterling Ink written on the back, where this one, oh yeah, there's moleskin. They're both stitch bound. I do feel like this one's a little thinner, even though they both have 64 pages. Now, the color, I can't remember off the top of my head. It is a light pink. There's a little corner that's been up a little bit. That's okay. The moleskin ones are just lined that I have. My field notes ones I think are grid, and I prefer the grid over just the lined. And this one is gridded as well. Oh, you get a little dot here at the bottom and top, kind of giving you like this is the halfway point. So if you're, splitting it into columns, you can. I don't see one in the other direction. They are also numbered, which is really nice. And like I said, this one I think is supposed to have, 64 pages, which is really nice. Let me grab a moleskin I haven't wrote in. They do come in like these little 3-packs. I got it from just like Staples. And these do not have numbers. The paper is an off-white, and this is more of a white. Oh, but this one does have a little pocket at the back, which I don't think this one does. So there is that. But I think I'm going to really enjoy that for this next year. Now, the other size that I got here is an A5, and I use these A5 sized books. Usually I get the ones from Hobonichi. The problem is that, while these are cute enough, I do think that this looks more high end. And I use these for like ink swatching, and they are not numbered. And since sterling inks, I believe, are supposed to be numbered, I thought it would be easier because I make these index pages in the front. I haven't updated this one with numbers. So let me pull over the other one. So I can put the page number and then go to that ink swatch. And I think having pre-numbered pages might be really nice. So I got one just to test out. If I like it, I'll probably order more. And I think these only came out in the black and maybe caramel. She might do more colors in the future, but right now that's, I think, all she had. And so we have sterling ink again on the back this time. I don't think the other one had, did I set it? Oh, I think I left it in the notebook. Yeah. Oh, it is gold. I was like, is the other one not gold? It just blends in more. But so we have sterling ink on the back, nothing on the front. It does have a little texture to it, but not much. And then the inside goes straight to your grid pages with number 1. And this one does have the dot dividing it both directions. So if you want to divide it into fourths or whatever, you can very easily. Which, I don't know, that might be kind of nice for ink swatching to do it that way. I'll have to think about that. But the pages are really nice. It's just a notebook, so not a whole lot to say. I was curious to see who was thicker, and it looks like the sterling ink one is thicker. I'm not sure how many pages come in this, so it looks like fewer though. So there's that. I'm excited to try it. I think the nicer cover is actually going to be more protective than the like cardstock type covers that Hobonichi has. So those are my 2 notebooks and the little samples. Now let's open up my 2 planners. So I did get an A5 horizontal foliar in mulberry, as well as the 2025 A5 vertical in the 2 parts. So let's do the mulberry first. I was so excited about this. So this is new this year, I'm pretty sure. Oh, look at that. I like her packaging. It's just very, like, it holds everything in and prevents it from being damaged, but isn't like this huge box either. So we do get this card, which does have the calendar on the back. I think this is meant to be like a dashboard that you can use throughout the year. I might laminate it. And here is the beautiful mulberry. And I did get the gold edges this year because I wanted to try that out. Now the plan is for this to be, oh, it's smooth. So my one from last year, which is a vertical, is in the mist and it has a texture to it. And this is like completely smooth. I don't know if you can see that. I didn't think about that, but I kind of like it. She's going to be coming out with some clear covers. I think those are supposed to debut in October. They just didn't come out at the same time as the planners. I think there was a manufacturing delay. So it is pretty much, I'm guessing this just because of the bulking up, the same as my planner from last year. Let's pull over the Hobonichi so you can see that, because I just got my Hobonichi order in. So here's my 2025 Hobonichi to give you an idea. So, oh, okay, there you go. I was like, is it a little shorter? It actually feels like it's just a hair smaller. Well, that's interesting. I thought they would be the exact same size. It has the same type of binding and everything. Very similar paper. Someone did tell me that the Hobonichi has like a special run on the Tomoe River paper. So it is a slightly lower GSM than the paper that Sterling Ink uses. But let's do a quick flip through here. So you have your beginning cover. I have to break that in a little bit, it looks like, because it's going to want to do its thing. But then you have kind of a thicker cardstocky page here. You have your intro page. This is a really, it's like a gray font. So I wanted to see if how many changes they had made from 2024. And I think this will give me a good idea. So I have that same. This looks to be like maybe just slightly darker, but not much. Okay. So, and it identifies, you know, what type of planner it is down there. Then you have your calendar section. Now, I think this changed slightly. I should have just left this open. So you have super light dots in here from last year, and you can definitely, these are definitely a lot darker. And I think that's the only real change here. Okay, and then you get a 2-page blank spread, which she had last year as well. Again, with the markings for the middle. That was probably like a standard thing for her paper or something. Then we get the goal breakdown. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different categories. Now with my Moxie Life, I have 8 different categories. So I hadn't figured out how to break it down if I was using those in here. But I did use it last year to break down like some of my yearly goals as far as YouTube and Instagram, because this was specifically my planner that I used for content planning, which is my intention this year as well, and just with the different layout. So you have your breakdown here, and then this is a new spread that she added this year, which I think is really great. So I'm thinking that I'm going to use this to track my Instagram post. I think that would be really useful in here, so that I could have, you know, I have 2 channels. So I could have all of my YouTube goals and everything here. I could have my Instagram channel and, you know, any overarching goals maybe in this area, and then be able to track all of my Instagram posts through here. I know there's a lot of different uses for this. You could use it for, well, we'll get into that in another video. I'm planning on doing a whole series. And then you get each quarter. So you have January through March, and you get priorities. So you get an overarching priorities area, which I think is really good for like shop owners or, well, general life too, but or content creators. So you can pick where you want to focus for that quarter. And then you get January, February, and March here to kind of break those out. And then you get your index pages, which have, you know, each month, as well as all of the days and the days of the week here. Now, this year, this is formatted slightly different. Last year, she had little circles that she put along these. And I used this last year as an index of what videos I was posting. So I would write down, you know, say, here's an example, January 2nd, small sticker haul. So I could write that in there and be able to reference it if I needed to. And then up here, I would put my, up here or down here, I would add like stats and like little notes from the month, what was popular, that kind of thing, which was really helpful for me. And then you get that for each quarter. And I like that she has this page with this page and not just all the quarterly pages like this together and then all the pages like this, because then you can really see the two together. But you get that for each quarter. And then we get our monthly pages. Now, I think these lines are darker. Yes. So here's last year's and here's this year's. Let's kind of bring them up a little closer for you. And you can definitely see there is a difference in the lines here and how dark some of these are. I mean, I guess the numbers are maybe the same. It's just the lines that are a little darker. But you get all your days of the week here. You get what month it is in number form, as well as, you know, it wrote out what year it is. And then you have all this space here. You do get a week tracker here. So it has like a small W and what week of the year it is, which is really nice. And I think that's, oh, she made this a little bigger, at least in here. I don't know if that's, so last year, it would stop here and you'd have this section down here to do notes and such. And she's gotten rid of that this year. That's really interesting to me. I think the grid's the same though, isn't it? How does that work? I don't know. I wonder if it's different depending on the month, maybe? Oh, it is. Okay. So this was a bigger month as far as weeks go, so it filled up the whole space, but this is a smaller month, so you do get it here. Interesting. All right, did she do that last year? And I just didn't notice, because I feel like I never ran into that. Now I'm looking. I do not have a year like that from last year, so that's interesting. But anyhow, you do get the sidebar. I probably won't be using December. I might use it maybe for ink swatching or something. I'm not sure yet. And then we go January, February, March. Oh, March is another month that's going to go all the way down to the bottom. Did we have like boxes that's shared or something? How did that not happen last year? I'm so confused. But anyhow, April, May, June. June goes down all the way as well. July. So I guess I need to make sure that I'm not counting on this space to write things, which is good to know. September, October. I don't remember how many extra months she has in here. So we have at least January. So you have December on the one end and January on the other. Is it only January? Yes. And then this is the part that I was so excited about. So she has a horizontal layout, which is very similar, I think, to a week's layout, only with more space. So you have all of your days on the side here. So it'll say, you know, the date and what day of the week it is. You have the week kind of indicated up here, the month and year kind of indicated there. Let's actually go to the next week because it'll be cleaner. So you can kind of see all of that. And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grid squares down for each day, which is plenty for me for just to give you an idea for a week in here. I'm trying to go to week. Okay. So here's kind of what happens is I plan out stuff and I'll make a to-do list and that kind of thing, but I'm not, because I'm only using it for content planning. I don't have a ton of other things that I need to put in here. So I thought this layout would feel less wasted space. So I can put, you know, my videos in here and even do a to-do list on this side, or I could just make this whole side a to-do list, or I can make this, if I have, I don't know, a bigger video, I can go ahead and write out stuff here. Now, I do find this interesting. I can see the stitching here. I don't remember that from last year. Do I have? Okay. I can see it a little bit here, but it feels more prominent, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I've been using it all year. It is laying pretty flat, which I do like. So we have all of your weeks. Oh, and it says the week number up here as well, which is really nice. These are not numbered like the pages. So let's go to the end of this section because they'll all be the same. And it goes through the 4th of January. And then at the back, we do have blank pages. Oh, and they're tabbed here. The tab looks a little darker than it did last year. So I will be using tabs in here, which is really nice. And I like that she kind of spaces those out for you so you can use them as a guide if you're putting external tabs on, which I like to do. And then with this back area, so you get, this is kind of with this spread, but you get a blank page here, not numbered, and then the numbering starts on the very next page, and they're all blank, and you get 367, 68 maybe, of these pages. Oh, 67, because the other one's a blank page. So tons of blank pages. I use these for notes and ideas and research, that kind of thing for my channel. And then you just have a nice back, page. You have a cover sheet that's kind of a thicker material, and then the back cover. This is Common Planner designed by Sterling Ink back here, which is exactly what last year said. And I do know that, so this one I think came in mulberry and black. I was lucky enough to get the mulberry. I think the mulberry has sold out. I think it was really popular. Gold edges, like I said. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And let's kind of see how this fits in here. It does go over a little bit, so I do think it's meant to be more of a dashboard. I like the image she chose. I'm curious to see if the other planner has the same image because they're the same size. And, oh, this was my intention. So I did open this up with my Hobonichi haul. The intention is actually to put this planner in here. And I think color-wise, I think that's going to go pretty well. Okay. So on to the next planner, which is the vertical in the half-year segments. Now, you could get this. What is a different image? Yes. So you could get this in a couple of different colors. I think it was the caramel and the forest. And you could mix and match. I got both of them in caramel. So this one says part 2 and that one says part 1. So we'll open up part 1. And again, I got the golden edges. It does come both ways. I think this one is still in stock. And I think you can get the vertical. Oh gosh, I think it might be the not perfect ones left, but I could be wrong. But again, we get this really cute image. I think this was an image she used in a sticker kit, but I really like it. And then of course you have your calendar on the back there. I love that she included those. I think that's a really nice touch. So for these, quite a bit slimmer, obviously, because you're only getting half of a year. Now I got these because one, this hadn't shipped yet. And 2, I'd been hearing a lot of things on the paper, and I think I'm going to do a video showing the paper qualities and if there's any bleed through or anything. But in here we have, the cover. You have that kind of front page and your cover page here. This is blank, and your calendar pretty much the same as the horizontal. I think it was pretty universal, this first section. Your 2 blank pages, your new calendar in here. Oh, and your goal breakdown was before the calendar. It's kind of stuck together a little bit. Your quarterly stuff, which looks the same. So these are sticking together just a little bit. And then my monthly spreads, which will be the same. And then we have our vertical spreads, which look very similar to the Hobonichi. They're the same width. The biggest difference is the timeline here. This goes from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's not a 24-hour clock. I feel like you could probably extend it, though, with the way that she has it to make it a 24-hour clock. You do get this space at the top. With the Hobonichi, that is a blank space. Here, it's still gridded. We have, your date number, the day of the week there. When you transition, it looks like you do get the monthly transition, like the new month above. So it kind of reminds you. This setup is pretty universal. So you have the month here and the written month below it, the year, and what week it is. And then your notes section over here, you can use this for your to-dos, whatever you want to do. And then we, of course, have it tabbed here. And this should go from January through June, I believe it is. So let's find the last pages. So goes through June. So it has the beginning of July here. And then you have your blank pages with that blank. First page starts with 1 over on this side and goes to 183 pages, which is more than enough if you're doing daily pages or whatever in the back here. And the second edition or second half of the year is pretty similar. I think the beginning pages are all the same, so you do get some overlap there with that quarterly calendar because all the quarters are included. So again, breakdown, and this calendar, your quarter 1, quarter 2's there too, 2, 3, and 4, and then the whole monthly calendars. And it does start with June here and goes to, let's see, November, maybe, December, January, and ends with January. Okay, and then of course we start here June 30th through July 6th and goes through the end of the year. Which is right there. And then again, you have that blank page and the beginning of the numbered pages here at the back. So it starts with 1 and goes to, I'm assuming it's the same number of pages, 183. So really nice. They are still really, really floppy. So if that's going to bother you, just know that. I did want to look at this color with my green. I think that's going to go okay if I decide to go with this one instead of the Hobonichi. But that's all I really have to say about this one. I'm excited about these new planners. I think they look really high end. They feel really nice. She does a really nice job with the build quality and everything. They're just really good universal planners. There are a few differences between this and the Hobonichi. If you're wondering about that and kind of debating between the two, I did do an extensive video comparing last year's Hobonichi with last year's Sterling ink in the vertical format and went into a ton of detail. So if you're wondering about that, I will link that video up above for you guys. But otherwise, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there. Until next time, I'll see you real soon.